Okay, welcome, welcome. I hope that I have pretty good internet connection here. Um, I had to come to a cafe, but made it happen, so it's all good. So I want to share with you exactly how I go through my, annual roadmap, and I call it my dream map because it's really how I've been able to manifest the life and the business that I've wanted to have in the past few years. And I didn't always go through this process like this. And it's just really been an evolution over the past 3 or 4 years and combining so many different techniques from so many of my coaches to come up with a formula that I believe really has power. And I want to share that with you. So this is an intimate space, and this is a space where I'm going to share like really my soul process with you. And I created kind of a game plan here, and I'm basically going to take us through four different buckets, like four objectives that I want to achieve with us today, and that will obviously give you a real sense of how to truly live the life of your dreams. So the four objectives that I have for us, I think I outlined in a couple of posts leading up to this. And the first one is to create the container for all that you desire for this year, for 2018. And by the way, I'm toasting this. The next objective that I have is to teach you how to use a manifestation guide to attract the life of your dreams. And then we're going to design a bulletproof self-care plan. And the last thing is to build your, I love this. Oh my God, I love this. Your hormonal flow calendar so that you can amp up your energy and how you can create personal power around that. So those are my four objectives, and I just want to dive right in. So let's start with creating the container. In order to have the life, the health, the body, the income of your dreams, you first have to create this space for it, right? And when I say space, I mean that energetically, I mean that physically, I mean that on every single level. If you have a lot of stuff blocking you, if your world is cluttered, if you've got noise in your head, clutter in your house, clutter in your biology, you're not going to be able to receive what you're manifesting and what you want. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to declutter. Now this work can get pretty deep, but I'm just going to start you off with a couple of simple things you can do to create this container. And I'm going to take you through some questions, and you're going to journal on these questions. So good thing you have your notebook, right? Notebook and wine, that's all we need. Okay, so I want you to rank the following items. And then I want you, after you rank the items, come up with a few actionable items to do right away to raise your score. And I'll go through the questions, you'll see what I mean. Okay, so first question, is your workspace clean and inspiring? Right, where do you work? Right, your desk space, is it how you want it? Is it the color scheme that you want? Does it have the right vibe? Is it really super messy, cluttered, disorganized? How do you rate that? A scale of 1 to 10. Rate yourself right now. And now, I want you to think about 2 or 3 things that you can do right away to change it up. Could you get rid of some clutter? Could you organize some files? Could you do something more drastic like paint your office? Could you get a new desk, right? Could you throw up some inspirational quotes on the wall? What could you do right away to make your workspace more inspired? Okay, so you can pause this if you're listening to the recording and go through this on your own time. And if you're listening live, then just, go through it quickly, and you can always come back and spend more time, which I totally want you to spend more time on these questions, but I'm going to move through these for time's sake. Next question. How confident and competent do you feel in your life right now? As a wife, as a daughter, as a mom, as a career woman, as a business owner, in your finances, in your health, like in every aspect of your life, how confident and competent do you feel? Rate yourself, 1 to 10. That's huge. How are you showing up right now? Whatever score you gave yourself, the next step now is to jot down total stream of consciousness. Don't judge this. Just jot down maybe 2 or 3 things that you could do to feel more confident and confident in every area of your life. You know, maybe it's developing a new skill. Maybe it's taking a course or reading a book on a skill you want to develop. Maybe it's just the way you present yourself, right? It's all tied together. Okay, next question. How is your personal growth plan? What do I mean by that? I mean, do you set time aside for your own personal development, personal growth, personal care? Do you have a theme on it? So getting to the skills, are there skills that you want to develop this year and this past year that you've been able to really focus in on? You've bought the books, you've gone to the seminars, you've downloaded the workshops, you've done the things that are going to elevate those skills in each category of personal growth that's important to you. How would you rate that? And then right now you can jot down 2 or 3 things to tighten that up this year. So maybe it's just creating a focus around it. What do you want to focus on with regard to your personal growth this year? What are the big moves that you want to make? Write those down and then reverse engineer it. Find the workshops, the books, the seminars that are going to be tied directly to that skill and elevating that skill. Last question I'm going to ask you in terms of creating this container for yourself. How is your support system? Do you have people in your life who believe in you, but even more importantly than that, do they believe in your goals? And rate that. Who do you surround yourself with? And now is the time maybe to take stock of that, right? Whatever you rated yourself, start to jot down, like, are there toxic relationships that you have been stalling on removing? Are there people that you surround yourself with that you don't feel have your best interest at heart? Now's the time to take a look at it, because remember, ultimately you control this. The people that are in your life, totally up to you. Yeah, I know it's hard. You may have family that you didn't choose, but you can choose how you show up around them and how much time you spend around them and your own attitude and energy with them. Okay. So next objective, now that we've kind of started to journal on creating the container, the next step, the next thing, the next objective that we want to accomplish as we head into 2018 is creating a manifestation guide to attract exactly what you want. And I find this work to be so much more powerful than doing your resolutions. In fact, I actually hate that word resolution. I find it really unstimulating. And I really have spent the past couple of years flexing and strengthening my manifestation muscle. And I love this kind of goal setting work, because when you manifest something, the universe works with you. When you set a goal, sometimes you kind of hold yourself outside of it, and it kind of sets you up to be like, did I achieve it or not achieve it? And then it becomes stressful. It requires discipline. It requires hustle and push. And that just doesn't, to me personally, feel good. And manifestation, energetically, feels really good to me. So how do we manifest? I could do a whole workshop on this. And I feel like, again, I've really strengthened my muscle in this area in the past couple of years. But when I first started this work, it was new. It was a revelation for me. So I love sharing it, and I love sharing my journey. And if you want to do more work on how to manifest, we can certainly, talk further about that for sure, because it's part of my coaching practice. So I'm going to give you the rundown though. I'm going to give you the quick and dirty to get you started. A little guide, okay, to attract exactly what you want. Step 1, this is fun. Describe the woman who has all that she desires right now. Right? So imagine that woman. Who is she? Right? If you are that woman that has the life of her dreams, what does she look like? Right? Start picturing that. Start to create vivid imagery and start writing it down. I'm going to ask you some questions to prompt this. How do you carry yourself? How is your posture? When you walk into a room, what do you focus on? Are your shoulders back? Is your head up? Are you happy? Do you feel good? Are you proud of yourself? What are the things that you say to yourself? What's your self-talk like as this woman who has everything that she desires? Are you loving and supportive to yourself? What's your overall tone? What's your energy level like? What are you doing with your time? Who are you spending your time with? What needs to be removed, or what doesn't exist in your vocabulary as this woman? How do you think? What do you believe? What's no longer acceptable in that world as the woman who has everything she desires? What have you let go of? Dang, that's super powerful stuff, right? So give you a minute to write on that. It's a lot you can come back to and reflect on. Don't rush through this work. Take your time here. Really answer those questions. Because step 2 in your manifestation guide is to act as if. What does that mean? Call that woman in right now. Do not wait until you've achieved the goals that you're trying to manifest and then become her. Become her right now, because when you do that, when you step into that woman, that version of yourself that you just described and you just went into detail on, magic happens. Because you choose your reality every minute of every day. It's based on your beliefs, okay? And the beliefs that you have come from the thoughts that you think. Those thoughts create emotions for you. Those emotions have a physical manifestation. They create your belief system, and guess what? Your beliefs shape your actions. So if you believe that you are this woman every day, think of how that will radically change your behaviors. And the more that you step into this woman, the more automatic those behaviors become, and your whole life being is altered profoundly, richly, deeply. So pretend it's 12 months from now. Right now, pretend it's December 30th, 2018. Who are you? Tap into that highest version of yourself and create that joy now and keep it up. Tap into it over and over and over again until it is automated, until it is part of you on a cellular level. Become hyper vigilant in every moment about what you're choosing and how you show up and how you choose to feel and what you want out of every single day of your life. And then decide you will not tolerate anything less. Okay, number 3. So first, we had to envision who this woman is who has everything she desires. Second, we had to step into her, and that's an ongoing practice, right? Like I said, you strengthen your manifestation muscle. Number 3, self-doubt's going to come up, and that's okay. There's no judgment here. It's a normal part of the growth process, but I want to give you a tool to handle it. So what happens when your self-doubt comes up? What do you do to crush it? Well, when you are acting as if, and you have that thought that comes in, that old tape, that old thought, something negative like, I could never do that, or I don't have enough money, or I'm not pretty enough, whatever it is, right? Write it down. As soon as it comes up, write it down. So here's what I do. If I'm moving about my day and I get a thought that is all about self-doubt, I put it into the notes app of my phone. So I know I always have my phone on me, so I just click on my notes app, write it down, And then when I have a moment later that evening, I look at any self-doubts that came up. And the next step is this: disprove them. How do you do that? By writing 3 statements, 3 reasons why that shit just isn't true. Okay, so sometimes it's just literally like writing the opposite of the self-doubt statement. Like, I am smart enough to do this. But you want to write 2 or 3. Be excessive, because that's how you rewire your brain. Yes, it does require work, but it's only hard work if you believe that it's hard. This is the best kind of work. This is the work that is going to help you manifest everything that you desire. So it's totally worth it, right? Okay, so step 4 in manifestation guides is create your evidence list. What do I mean by that? Pay attention to signs and synchronicity. This was a big one for me. I never much believed in that woo-woo stuff until I realized the power of it. Until I realized that, you know what, the universe is trying to tell me things, and all I have to do is plug in. And when I do, I have to celebrate it. So pay attention to those signs that start showing up for you. You know what you want to manifest, right? Those are your goals, right? That's what you want to accomplish. What evidence of it is showing up in your life? So let's say you want to manifest a financial goal for yourself for 2018. Let's say you want to make a certain income and you're manifesting that. Okay. Well, what could go on the evidence list for that? What shows up? Oh my gosh, a client just totally sent a wonderful email saying how great her experience was with you, her service, whatever it is, right? That's evidence that you are world-class at what you do. Let's say it's a health goal. Let's say it's like, I want to, really step into my most exquisite health this year. I want to look a certain way. I want to feel a certain way. This is what I want more than anything. Okay? So what signs are you looking for? Oh my gosh, my husband actually complimented me today on how I looked, said my skin was glowing. Write that down. Because when you look for those signs, guess what it does? It attracts more of it, and it helps you vibrate at an energy, at a frequency that's higher, that's going to attract more of that. And I'll get into that in a little bit more detail in a second, but not only are you going to put that on an evidence list, you want to celebrate it. You want to give that, oh my God, so much gratitude. Wrap that evidence up in love. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God, for whatever you believe in. Thank you for showing me this sign. I'm so grateful for this compliment. I'm so grateful for this little bit of money that came into my life. I'm so grateful for, this outfit that I received as a gift, whatever it is. If it's evidence or a sign or synchronicity or serendipity from what you're trying to manifest, write it down, honor it, celebrate it as much as you possibly can. So those are the 4 quick steps. There's like quick and dirty manifestation lists, but again, we can go into so much detail on each of those 4 steps, starting with visualizing who that woman is that has everything she desired, and then going into acting as if being her right now and practicing that over and over again. Step 3, crush your self-doubt. So as those self-doubts come up, you're slicing them up, slicing, dicing, getting them out of there. And then the last step is creating evidence and giving gratitude for that evidence. Rocking it, sisters. I love it. Okay. So my next objective is creating your bulletproof self-care plan. Deep breath. Grab some water, some bubbly. I'm drinking a Bordeaux because what I'm manifesting this year is taking my daughter to France this summer. And yes, we'll hit Paris, but I'm thinking Bordeaux. So it's part of my manifestation. Love it, right? Okay. Bulletproof self-care plan. Now, this goes back to creating the container. We talked more externally about creating the container in terms of like your workspace. But you also have to create the container of self-love, okay? Because a woman who loves herself unapologetically, unabashedly, is going to be operating at the highest possible frequency. And at that frequency, she's only going to attract the things she most desires. But if you're not building your self-love up with lots of self-care, you're going to stay low vibe. So let me ask you a few questions. Number one, where are you able to give to yourself right now? Is it, healthy food? Is it going out with girlfriends on the weekends? Is it getting manicures? Like, what are you allowing or able to give to yourself right now? Take a minute, jot that down. And I know I'm moving through this quickly, but you can always come back and listen to the recording. Next, where are you blocking giving to yourself right now? I like to ask myself this question. I actually ask myself this question every single day. It's part of my morning ritual because it helps me, it gives me a gut check. Because the things that I block myself from are the very things I know I need to do that day. So where are you blocking giving to yourself right now? Maybe you're just like not sleeping enough. Maybe you're not giving yourself healthy food. Maybe you're not taking the opportunity to listen to music that you love. Maybe you're not laughing enough. Like, it doesn't have to be material things. It could be, but it could be anything. Okay. So, how can you lean in to more giving? How could you lean into giving to yourself more? How could you make this your new normal? Knowing that you are worthy and deserving. Because girlfriends, I promise you, you are. Just by the very fact that you open your eyes and you breathe, you are worthy. If you don't believe that, that needs to be a powerful mantra that you set on your mental dashboard that you are saying every single freaking day until you literally rewire your brain to believe that. Part of believing that you're worthy is enhanced when you give yourself the care you really need. Maybe it's a massage. Maybe it's, like I said, maybe it's just more laughter. Maybe it's listening to your favorite music. Whatever that is that you're blocking yourself from, that's what you got to pour on yourself. That's what you're going to shower yourself with. Maybe it's your self-talk. Maybe it's just making the decision that you are no longer available or willing to tolerate self-loathing bullshit talk. And just say, I'm done. That's it. And every time that comes up, you're like, nope, I'm not available for that. I'm fabulous. I'm amazing. I'm wonderful. I'm empowered. I'm inspired. I inspire others. I'm world class. Whatever that is, right? So you are worthy. You are deserving. On that note, you got to raise the glass. That's key. Okay. So most of us, with regard to our self-care activities, let's create the plan. Like most of us, we know what we need to do. We're just not doing it, right? You just may be blocking it. So right now, make a list of what you are going to do as far as self-care, and you're going to put it right into your calendar. Here's one suggestion that I know works for me. You don't have to do it this way, but I know it's helped me stay on track. Every Wednesday, I have a little worksheet that I use that helps me kind of get in check with my week. And for some reason, like Wednesday worksheet, that just works for me. So every Wednesday, I open up my worksheet and I look at it, and it has a list of 5 self-care activities that I'm going to do for the week. And I write out the self-care things I'm going to do. And now here's the biggest part of this. Every week, I try to raise my game. So, for example, I used to long to get massages. Like, I used to say, oh, I just really need a massage, and I would never do it for myself. If I did it once a year, it was a lot. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to try to make this part of my self-care plan once a month. So I did. I put it on there, and that once a month I did it. And then I wanted to step that up more, right? So once you become comfortable with a self-care activity, it becomes habit, push more, push in a good way. So I bumped that up. I said, no, every other week I will get a massage. And I literally just had a massage. That's why my hair is all over the place, because I literally just came from a massage. So create your self-care plan, make a list, and then put it into a calendar system so that it's a non-negotiable. It's part of what you do, right? Okay. Here's the thing. Until you know that you are worthy and deserving, the world does not give you what you want. So start showering yourself with self-care, because no one else is going to do it. And once you do, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to elevate your vibe. You're going to start attracting what you want. Does that make sense? Then it goes back to manifestation, right? So fuck strategy, fuck resolutions. It's all bullshit. This is about becoming that woman that operates at that high vibe to get the things that she wants now. Okay, last section. And this is the mind-blowing stuff. This is my life's work right here, because it's all tied to your hormones. So let's build a hormonal flow calendar for you. And again, if you want to dive deeper into your own hormonal map, and you want to get a customized blueprint of where your hormones are at right now, what we can do to absolutely master them, to come into your full personal power with regard to your most exquisite health and wealth, because those two words are interchangeable to me. They are one and the same. Health and wealth, same word. Hit me up and let's talk. Let's strategize, because I promise you this is life-changing work. Okay. So much fun. Just need a moment, because I truly love what I do. And I feel so blessed and grateful for this. So, what are we going to do? First, when it comes to your hormonal flow, we create what I call a happiness grid. And this is so much fun. So I do this once a year at the end of the year. I just did it today. And man, like I've seriously had like one of the best days ever. And every time I do this, it's amazing. You're going to take your phone right now. You're going to go to your photos. And God bless the Photos app, because your whole entire year is pretty much journaled, diaried out, right? In its beautiful timeline. So I want you to take, I'm not even kidding you, less than 10 minutes. And do it now. Do it before the new year and go through all the photos in your phone from the year 2017. And then you're going to create an album called Happiness Grid 2017. So I just created my 2017 Happiness Grid. And you're going to go through your phone, you're going to scroll through, and you're going to add all the photos to this happiness grid that literally on a cellular level, as you look at the photo, you go, and you just feel amazing. It just makes you smile, lights you up. You feel elated. Drop it in that album. Okay. Go through that process. Take 10 minutes. Do that. The photos that make your heart literally skip a beat. This process clearly shows you that you can actually alter your hormonal state anytime you want. You can access your happy hormones just by visually stimulating yourself with happy memories. Okay, so what's cool about this? You've created your happiness grid, and now you can access the happiness grid anytime you want. It's right there on your freaking phone. So put it on your calendar. Now, living too much, I'm just going to make a side note here. Living too much in the past creates resentment. Okay? When you have a lot of resentment, it's too much past. But having a happiness grid and being able to look at past happy memories actually combats resentment. So a lot of us live in the past because we harp on regret. We harp on old wounds. We can't seem to forgive people for things that they did to us, and we let it linger. And we run that tape in our head over and over and over again. And it creates resentment. And here's the thing about resentment. Resentment has a physiological manifestation in the body. Every time you're harboring that anger, you increase your cortisol levels. And that can wreak havoc on your system. Make you more bloated, more tired, more, give you brain fog, and ultimately lead to serious things like heart disease. That's no joke, okay? And again, that's my mission in life, is to protect you from early onset disease. This is the way I do it. I try to make it more glamorous by doing fun things like this. Plus, you know what? I'm drinking red wine, heart healthy. So when we have too much past, we feel bitter, we feel angry, we cannot let go. It's not good for the system. But when we create a happiness grid and we set it on our calendar to look at anytime we need. I look at my happiness grid every time I feel like my light level is dipping. And I'm going to get into that in a second. As soon as you do that, so you're going to go through this process, all those happy feelings you're feeling, guess what? Those happy feelings come from more serotonin and more oxytocin being like surged through your body. You actually, when I say like you feel that glowy, warm feeling, that is oxytocin, serotonin, and those are just wonderful feel-good hormones. They alter your mood. They help you sleep better. They help you have better sex. They do so much for you in terms of giving you glowing, radiating skin, making you feel juicy and vibrant and bouncy and wonderful. So you do want to have more of these surging through your body at all times. Happiness grid can help you trigger that. Boom. Oh my God. Next thing. Same. Go into your iTunes and look. I gotta love iTunes, right? Look at the songs that you most played for the year. And then make a playlist. That's it. What were the songs that lit you up for the year? That made you feel amazing? And make a separate playlist. I did that just a couple of weeks ago. I looked at my phone. I was like, oh my God, these songs, I really loved them this year. They were so much fun. And I called the playlist Trot, because every time I listen to these songs, I'm just trotting along. Life is good. When you're feeling less than, listen to music. Again, it's going to stimulate all those feel-good hormones for you. Instant boost. We need to tap into that joy as much as possible, and that's a physical thing that we can do and control. So you look at the happiness grid, you play your playlist, and you just think, how could I 10x that this year? How could I create more of that this year? Again, it's all about manifesting and being that woman and acting as if. So I want you to take a minute right now and just think about, what are some of the roadblocks you already see coming up for yourself and creating, more of these magical moments this year. This is a gut check, because we start to create excuses like, oh, last year I was able to go to Disney World, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to have time to do that this year. I don't know if I'll afford it. We start going through all these reasons why we're not going to be able to. What does that do for manifestation? I mean, for me, it's crazy. Sometimes it's just pure laziness. I'm really too lazy to call my girlfriends to have a dinner out and some wine. No, not acceptable. I am not tolerating that. So start to think about some of the excuses you're going to make. And then again, you go back to your list and say, no, that's bullshit. I'm not going to tolerate that. That's not true. I have plenty of time. I am not too lazy. I'm not going to feel guilty. I have plenty of money, right? I like to say, it's a good thing I'm rich. It's a good thing I'm rich. And I don't have to worry about it. If I spend it, it flows right back to me. Okay, almost done. So now I want you to rate your light level. And I got this from another coach who's, some of her work is amazing. And I really took a lot away from this one particular thing that she does every day as part of her morning ritual. And I was like, yeah, that's for me. Rate your light level. I used to say to my clients, rate your energy level. But for some reason, your energy is kind of a weird thing. But when you say it in terms of light, how radiant do you feel? Rate that. This is a great way to rank and become more hyper-vigilant of your attitudes and, more importantly, your hormonal flow. It's If you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10, here's 2 things that'll happen. If you do that every single day, you're gonna have a history of it. You can look back on days where you're like, wow, my light level was a banging 10. What did I do that day that made it a 10? And on a day you're feeling a 6, you're going to look back and be like, okay, well, I need to do this because I was at a 10 that day. Right? It comes back to self-care. What made you feel great? Today I'm a 10. So if I have a day coming up where I'm like at less than, I'm going to look at today. Be like, oh my God, I did this amazing freaking dream walk call. I did my happiness grid. I'm going to look at that. Got a massage. I listened to some of my favorite music. I had a glass of Bordeaux. What were the things that just made me just being? If you rate yourself every day, you're going to start to see those patterns show up. And again, it's about being hyper-vigilant. You are taking personal power. That's 2018. That's what deep in my heart I want for you. Okay, last but not least, dream board. So everything that you're manifesting, this is the imagery coming to life. Now, there are a bazillion different ways you could do a dream board, so this is not a call on making a dream board. I'll just tell you quickly what has worked for me. I have made massive, big dream boards, cut pictures out, done that. That's cool, that works. I've done everything on the computer, put it on my screensaver, that works too. The point of it is, you're going to cut out pictures that, again, stimulate your feel-good hormones. So here's what a dream board does. Your happiness grid takes you into the past and combats resentment by showing you the happy times rather than the times you hold on to for resentment. Too much future, especially for us type A gals, creates a lot of anxiety. Like, I need to do this. That's why I don't like resolutions. I don't like achieving goals because it creates a lot of separation and anxiety. Like, what if I don't get it? What if this happens? What if that happens? Oh my God. And you can't control tomorrow because it doesn't exist, but you try and it's futile. So what a dream board does is it stimulates the part of the brain called the reticular activating system that then starts to see those things as evidence in the real world and believes they're real. And so it instantly alleviates some of that emotional turmoil. When you're feeling anxiety, guess what? Guess what hormone is raging? Cortisol. But when you look at your dream board and you see this imagery that stimulates you, you'll have a surge of dopamine. And dopamine is a power hormone which helps you feel inspired and focused. And it alleviates the cloudiness that comes from anxiety. Free from that overriding cortisol/adrenal fatigue. So however you want to do your dream board is cool, but make sure it's imagery that moves you and makes your heart literally skip a beat. This is going to create the right vibration. So we package this all up. This acting as if, the happiness grid, the dream board. And I'll leave you with this. All you have is right now, right? You can create everything you want to have in 2018. You can make this all happen, but truly all you have is right now. So here's the thing. If you want something, know that you have the power in this moment to tap into the vibration to get it. It's all you have is this moment. So you choose in the moment if you want to operate high vibe or low vibe, because it's all you have. So isn't that tremendous personal power? Doesn't that relieve you in knowing I just have to tap into feeling good? How do you do that? I just gave you self-care activities, right? Acting as if, looking at your habit. Like, all these tools are just to help you feel good right now, in this moment, hormonally. And then you operate at a different vibe. And then the universe takes care of the how. All you have to do, your only job in life, is to feel good. That is it. Get rid of the want. Get rid of the anxiety. Get rid of the resentment. Forget what other people are thinking of you. Just ask yourself, does this feel good? And if it doesn't, do something about it because you're in control. When you feel good, like attracts like. So a vibration that does not match yours will not be able to hang with you. Period. Create a vibration for that which you most desire, and it will appear. I'm going to leave you with that. Boom, boom. A toast, as we say in Irish, sláinte, which means cheers, means celebration. I wish you absolutely the best now, not for 2018, right now, in this moment. Hormonally, spiritually, energetically, physically, you shine and you are worthy. Much love.